Hello, hello. Today is day 17 of the 21 days, and I think we're probably going to go past the 21 days just because due to the requests, but we'll see. So today, when I talk about self-sabotage, and the post was really about Michelle, just about self-sabotaging, not finishing things. Does it relate to not finishing college? Because I failed in college, or if it's a college, I always self-sabotage. So the first thing I want to do here is switch the wording to self-protection. Absolutely to hey Michelle, glad you're here live. So our culture uses a word self-sabotage, and I've really thought about this a lot, and really from an EFT perspective or a emotional perspective, anything we're doing is always trying to self-protect in some way. So to change that verbiage from self-sabotage to self-protecting, even say when you were in college and you didn't finish, in some way you were self-protecting. The first taste of freedom and finally being free and out from underneath all the oppression that you were experiencing. Then you get this taste of freedom, and it's like, I can't go back to that. And it's learning to love and accept first, then maybe even love that part of us, the kid in us that gets triggered in those circumstances and self-protects. Using, I can't finish this, I'm not going to do it. There's something unsafe. And this sounds crazy from the rational perspective, but we're not talking about the rational mind. We're talking about in the subconscious. And, in neuroscience, the body's the subconscious mind, so it carries for us all those unexpressed emotions. So something felt unsafe for you to complete that. Something felt potentially dangerous. What's the upside? This always sounds like weird questions, but what's the upside? The potential upside of not finishing. And don't overthink it. Don't try to think about it. If it just pops in your head, then that's the subconscious. When we go into the rational mind, we don't get the answer that we need. So it's learning to accept the part of you that made that choice to self-protect. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially in our culture and our world and the way everything's set up for us. But I just find that's the place to begin. So let's tap. Karate chop. Even though I totally judge myself, and I really get down on myself for what I believe is self-sabotage, I choose to honor this truth right now. Even though I'm stuck in this cycle of what I call self-sabotage, what if that's because I'm not accepting this part of me? And this part of me could use some acceptance. Even though I really judge myself, I'm really hard on myself. I'm constantly telling myself that I'm self-sabotaging. What if I could see this differently now? Go to the eyebrow. All this self-sabotage. But what if, as crazy as it sounds, to my rational mind, it's not self-sabotage at all? What if it's self-protection? What if somehow, some way, back then, and even now, that child in me still has such a strong need to try to feel safe? I rarely felt safe as a child. And then I finally got this taste of freedom. And what if that was like making up for lost time? What if I really needed that? What if it was the counterbalance to all of the oppression I experienced growing up? What if I kind of had to go wild because of all the suppression? What if that was me finding my wings and this taste of freedom in the only way I knew how? And what if going through all that schoolwork just felt like more have-tos, more shoulds, more oppression? And what if I just couldn't take it anymore? So I had to fly free in the only way I knew how. And I live in a culture that's crazy, that places a lot of judgment on all of this. But what if by looking deeper into this, I realized that was self-protecting? That was the kid in me finding their wings, letting the air out of the balloon of suppression, which was so needed. And what if this keeps repeating itself in my brain? Not because I've done a damn thing wrong, but because I'm being shown a path to self-acceptance, to self-forgiveness, and maybe even to self-love. And what if by these ruminating thoughts, it forces me to face this and to start to find some self-acceptance, to soothe that kid in me that needed to find freedom in the only way I knew how. And what if it's not self-sabotage at all? It really is it's self-expression and self-protection. The only way I knew how. And what if by comforting this part of me and soothing this part of me, I start to release all the judgment? And what if that creates a space for all I need to feel good about myself and to judge myself less and accept myself more? And what if all that comes through self-acceptance? So take a breath. Hi, Sally. Hey, Michelle. How are you? Hope you're doing okay and hope that helped. And if it did, just go back and tap on it as many times as you need to. And it's great you were here live for it. So it'll be posted on YouTube shortly. Take care. Have a good day. Bye to both of you.